of surfers is lucky to be alive after a wave capsized their boat off the central Queensland coast. The 7 of them were returning to the mainland from Lady Elliot Island on Saturday afternoon. When the wave hit their vessel, they were able to activate a distress beacon to alert rescue crews, but they ended up spending about 4 hours in the water.
They were eventually picked up by a unit from the Bundaberg Volunteer Marine Rescue, then brought back to land. Joining us now for more is Graham Kingston from Bundaberg Volunteer Marine Rescue. Graham, morning to you.
Morning, guys.
What happened to these surfers?
Well, as you said, they were coming back from Lady Elliot and interacted with a large wave which capsized the vessel, threw them into the water, and then BMR and the life flight rescue helicopters were activated to go to the scene. And once the choppers got there, they found 7 people in the water floating on surfboards, holding onto the vessel. So they dropped a life raft to them and a radio.
So if a large wave was enough to capsize them, what were the conditions like when the rescue crew found them?
Well, it was what's called a moderate sea, but of course there can be rogue waves at times, so we don't really know what happened there, but certainly suffice to say that they ended up in the water and the vessel was partly submerged. They were very lucky that one of the guys was able to actually dive into the vessel to retrieve the EPIRB.
That is incredibly lucky. So 4 hours out in the water. Has it been conveyed to you, Graham, what they said to rescuers when they arrived?
No, I think there would have been smiles and very, very happy people to see the big yellow boat arriving.
What sort of condition were they in?
They were apparently in quite good condition. When we got them back to the boat ramp, there was an ambulance was on scene and they were checked out, but we believe they were in relatively good condition, yes.
Graham, Nat and I have decided we're going to amend it. We're going to call it the Heroic Bundaberg Volunteer Marine Rescue from now on. Are you happy with that?
Well, sounds good.
Yeah, because it must be tough. You know, I know your guys are trained to do this, but, you know, when you've sort of flung into the water and you have to act at the, you know, at a whim sort of thing, it must be difficult and quite scary.
Well, it is quite scary, and particularly as it was late in the afternoon and night time, so it was 20 to 8 when our guys picked them up, but the rescue helo was on scene, just keeping an eye on things. But yes, in the middle of the big ocean at night, it's not a very nice place to be.
But that's where your crews put themselves anyway when you need to. Graham, thank you so much. What a great job.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, well done to all of them from the Bundaberg Volunteer Marine Rescue.